Okay, hola. So today we are going to take some very brief notes about los pronombres de objeto dobles. Okay, so double object pronouns. So we are kind of finalizing the steps here that we've been using a little bit. Okay, so keep that in mind. Be aware that if you hear background noise, I am kind of sitting on crouched on a carpet at the Taekwondo studio. So if you hear background noise or yelling or people like talking in the back, people talking, that's all it is. Okay. These notes hopefully will be quite short, and I would strongly advise that you ask me to come and check your work or help you work through things as you work on this, okay? So, first thing you need to know, ¿qué hacemos si tenemos ambos un DAP y un YAP en una oración? So what do we do if we have both a direct object pronoun and an indirect object pronoun in a sentence? So the rule you will always follow, siempre vas a poner el YAP, el IOP, so indirect object pronoun, antes del DAP, direct object pronoun. So the indirect object pronoun always comes first. And what I will advise you to do as you work through things is that you work with your verb first. And we may do like one example, for example, at some point in time on the board, but leave spaces for your object pronouns. And maybe label the first space for IOP and the second space for DOP. And I can show you how to walk through that if you'd like. So now on the front of your notes packet, contesta las preguntas 1 a 3 para practicar, 1 to 3 to practice. Call me over to check, and especially to help you walk through one if you have questions. When you're ready, you can continue. The other thing you really need to know here, si usamos los yaps le o les con los daps lola, los o las, tenemos que cambiar el yap a se. So this is kind of like the one little funky thing about putting all this together. If we have to use the indirect object pronoun or IOP, le or les, and that indirect object pronoun, le or les, is followed by one of the 4 direct object pronouns that's listed, lo, la, los, las, the indirect object pronoun has to be changed to se. So, for example, you wouldn't say lelo, you would say selo. You wouldn't say lela, you would say sela. You wouldn't say lelos, you'd say celos. You wouldn't say lelas, we would say celas. And the same thing, no leslo, it's celo. No lesla, it's sela, and so on. So the big thing you have to remember with this is you follow the same formula you always have, but if you're looking at your paper and you see, ooh, I have lelos, I can't say that, you need to change that to say, that le to say. So now try to answer questions 4 a 6, 4 to 6. And the last little bit of information, you actually will not have questions here, so ignore the fact that it says 7 to 9. The questions are gone. This is really as an FYI, okay? We're not going to add another step here onto this, but if you're using them with a command, they're still attached to the end of an affirmative command and between the no and negative form of the verb and a negative command. But once again, here it says here, contesta preguntas 7 a 9. There are no questions for you to practice. This is more of an FYI for you. Okay, when you are done, I'd advise practicing with the tarea and asking if you have questions. Take your time working through this and working through things to make sure that you have as strong of a basic understanding as possible.